Hi everyone, I wanted to come on here and share some scripture and just a little thought with y'all today that I believe that the Lord has impressed on me. And the scripture comes from John 12, and it is verse 24. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit." So I got to thinking about that, and my papa, speaking of winter, would always say, he would say it every single year, that everything must die to live again. And I thought, he was just talking about winter, but he was implying a spiritual lesson in that as well. Everything must die to live again. And I got to thinking about that. And so, when you buy a plant, and we're doing container gardening because the soil here just does not, something's wrong with it or something. We just don't get a lot of fruit from the things that we plant until this year. But so we're doing the container gardening. But when you plant a new plant and you transfer it from the original container or whatever it came in, and you transplant it, for a while it seems like it often droops or it's dying, but it's not dying. There's something underneath going on, and they call it transplant shock. And the root, even though the outside looks dead, there's things going on the inside that we can't see because it's underground, right? So it says that Google, I've done some research on this. Its roots are temporarily stressed, but the roots are growing to bloom. And just like us, sometimes we think that there's no results. Just like the plant, even though it looks dead, we wonder when the harvest is going to come, and it doesn't seem like we're getting the results or anything. God's still working. We may not see on the outside, and others may not see on the outside that God's doing anything, but behind the scenes and underground, God's working. God's working in us. Sometimes it looks dead, but God's transforming us on the inside, producing fruit in us to grow and shape us into what and who He's called us to be, and forming us more and more into His image. And like I said, just because we and others can't see anything going on or results does not mean nothing is happening. If we continue, which we need to do this, just like the plants, just because it looks like it's dying doesn't mean that we need to stop taking care of it. Doesn't mean that we need to stop watering it or giving it the nutrients that it needs. Just like with us, just because it doesn't seem like on the outside that things are working, that there's no fruit producing, doesn't mean that we need to stop and give up. It just means that we need to continually drink from the fountain of living waters. We need to continually feast on the manna, our daily bread. And we need to be patient, just like with a plant. We need to be patient and know that harvest will come and fruit will come in its own time. There's a timing that takes place, and our time is not God's time. God's timing is always perfect, and we can know and trust and believe and have faith that God will complete that which He began in us. Philippians 1:6. So I wanted to come on here. That spoke so profoundly to me this morning as I was reading it. And I just wanted to come on here and encourage someone out there, because I feel like someone needs this as much as, if not more, than I needed it. Sometimes when we look at things and we look at others and ourselves and we think God's done with us, when are we going to harvest? Or is God doing anything? Because it seems like God's not doing anything. He's working behind the scenes to produce more fruit and more faith in us, to know that, and to have faith that God will complete what He has begun in us. Philippians 1:6. I encourage y'all, don't give up. Still spend that time with the Lord. Still do what He has called you to do. Even though it may look dead now, life is coming. And the harvest is coming. And I hope and I pray that this encourages somebody today.